Premier League clubs are set to vote on potentially removing VAR from the league next season. Thomas Tuchel in talks with Bayern Munich about staying on as their manager next season. What does this mean for Erik ten Hag? Some updates for you on Bruno Fernandes, plus lots more. But before we get into that, please smash a like on this evening show. Let's try and see 200 likes on tonight's video, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We'll be live every single day at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. throughout the whole transfer window. So if you do like Manchester United and you like transfer news, make sure you subscribe and get involved in the channel. Before we get into all of that though, I want to start the show off with some positivity. I always try and bring a bit of a positive mood on this channel. I try and stay... I know it's difficult being a Man United fan. I know everyone's miserable, but I try and bring you guys some positivity, because otherwise it just makes matters worse, doesn't it? So let me bring you a bit of positivity to start the show. And that is that Lisandro Martinez is officially in the matchday squad for tonight's game against Newcastle United. There's pictures of him arriving at the stadium. He's in the gear, and he is available. Let's hope that we get to see Martinez tonight. Let's hope that he doesn't get injured again, and let's hope that he's the same player as he was before, because Martinez coming back lifts us massively. It really, really does. You know, going from having Casemiro as your centre-back to Lisandro Martinez is a massive, massive boost. So really, really happy about that. It makes me feel a little bit more calm about the game tonight, because it's a massive fixture. We have to win tonight. If we want any chance of fifth or sixth place, we've got to win tonight. Or sorry, sixth or seventh place. We have to win. Obviously, Chelsea play Brighton tonight away from home. We need Chelsea to lose against Brighton, and we need to beat Newcastle. If we do that, we have a slim hope of finishing in those positions. If we don't, it's effectively over, which will mean our only chance of qualifying for Europe will be by beating Man City in the FA Cup final, which probably isn't going to happen. But that's your positive bit for tonight. Lisandro Martinez is in the squad. Right, moving on from that, let's talk a little bit about Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, we spoke earlier on today that apparently Al Nassr are lining up what is being described as an audacious bid to sign Bruno Fernandes this summer. You've got another journalist this evening saying that apparently Cristiano Ronaldo is pushing Al Nassr to sign Bruno Fernandes this summer. It says that Al Nassr see Bruno Fernandes as their number one target and are apparently willing to pay whatever it takes to sign the Portuguese midfielder. I mean, we could do with some of that money, couldn't we? Like, if they want to give us 150 million for Bruno Fernandes, I would take that any day of the week. If they want him to be their marquee signing for the Saudi League, you know, they're going to give him £1 million a week and give us 150 million in transfer fee. I would take that in a heartbeat. I would. I like Bruno Fernandes. I think he's probably one of our best players. But, you know, if someone throws stupid money at him, then I think it's pretty hard to say no. Obviously, we're expecting Casemiro to move to the Saudi League. I think obviously Varane's probably going to end up there. I wouldn't even be surprised if Anthony Martial ends up in the Saudi League as well. Obviously, some of these people are free agents, but the point I'm making here is we know that the Saudi clubs are circling for at least one or two of our players. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Bruno, you know? Like, being completely honest, does he think he's going to win anything less by moving to the Saudi League versus what he's going to win in the Premier League? Like, he'll probably win more by moving to the Saudi League than he will continuing playing for Man United. You know, Al Nassr are one of the best teams, if not the best team in the Saudi League. They compete. Whereas Man United are competing for 8th place at the moment. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens with that one. My stance is that unless we get stupid money, then I would keep Bruno. But if we're talking 150 million, something like that, I would take it, because you have to, don't you? You know, we need money. We need to rebuild. And there isn't really many players in our squad who we can kind of get that type of money for. But let me know what you guys think about that. Right, let's move over to Thomas Tuchel then. This is being widely reported this evening. You've got Sky Sports in Germany reporting that Thomas Tuchel is now in concrete talks with Bayern Munich about staying at the club next season as the manager. So obviously it looked like Tuchel was going to leave, but Bayern Munich have really struggled to get a manager. Ralf Rangnick rejected them. Nagelsmann rejected them. Hansi Flick rejected them. Obviously, the Crystal Palace managers rejected them. They've lost out on 4 managers now, and there isn't really anyone left for them to go for. And it looks like Thomas Tuchel's going to stay. Now, what does this mean for Erik ten Hag? I think it really, really strengthens Erik ten Hag's position as the Man United manager, because the only people left linked to the Man United job now is Gareth Southgate, Kieran McKenna, Thomas Frank, and Graham Potter. I mean, can you genuinely sit there and tell me that any of those managers are better than Erik ten Hag? Kieran McKenna, I think he shows a lot of promise, but maybe isn't ready. Thomas Frank has obviously done really well at Brighton, but I don't think he's better than Erik ten Hag. Graham Potter failed at Chelsea, did well at Brighton, but Roberto De Zerbi's done well at Brighton as well. And then you've got Gareth Southgate, who I think is literally the most uninspiring manager in world football. I think what he's done with England is passed off as incredible and amazing. He plays against like rubbish teams 99% of the time. I saw a stat the other day that said that in the last 5 years that Gareth Southgate's been the manager, England have only played teams in the top 20 rank 30 times. Does that make sense? So they've only played teams like France, Brazil, and of those 30 games they've played, they've only won 4. So effectively, all of the matches that he's won have mainly been against lesser teams. He lost against France in the World Cup. He obviously lost the Euros to Italy at home. He went out of the World Cup before to Croatia. Like, whenever he gets put up against a hard team, he loses. Yes, we beat Germany, but Germany have been terrible for the last kind of 3 or 4 years. So for me, Gareth Southgate is a massive, massive no. I would avoid at all costs. But yeah, like that's why I think Erik ten Hag's job's actually safe, because Ineos, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Sir Dave Brailsford, Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth, they'll be looking at this situation and saying, can we 100% say that Kieran McKenna is better than Erik ten Hag? No. Can you 100% say that Thomas Frank is better than Erik ten Hag? No. Can you 100% say Graham Potter is better than Erik ten Hag? No. Can you 100% say Gareth Southgate is better than Erik ten Hag? No. And those are the 4 managers who are available. Obviously, if you've got Zinedine Zidane waiting, desperate for the job, maybe you have an argument there. If you've got Carlo Ancelotti available without a club, looking to come and manage in the Premier League, obviously you've got an argument there. Or, you know, if Nagelsmann was available, but none of these people are available and we're not going to be able to get them. So based on who's available at this current moment in time, yeah, that's the thing, you know, like Erik ten Hag is probably safe for that. Somebody in the chat says, I would rather take Ralph Ragnick than any of those names you mentioned. I'd probably agree with you, mate, to be honest. Somebody else says we could bring in Xavi Simons to replace Bruno Fernandes. Mate, Xavi Simons would be an incredible signing. I would really, really like to see Xavi Simons at Man United. Do I think he'll come to Manchester United? If Erik ten Hag was still the manager, I think there's a possibility that might happen. But how much money would that cost? Probably quite a lot. Yeah, I think he would probably cost quite a lot of money. Did PSG buy him, or is he... Yeah, so PSG bought him, didn't they? And then they sent him to PSV, and then he's now on loan at Red Bull Leipzig. He'd be a quality signing. He really, really would. He's done really well in the Bundesliga this season. He's got 7 goals and 13 assists in 31 games. He's played really, really well. I would love to see him at Man United, but he's going to cost you probably 80 to 100 million, isn't he? He's going to be mega, mega money. But maybe there's a world where Man United loan him for 1 season. I think he'll probably be playing football for PSG next season. I think they'll probably keep him. I think he's ready. I think he's good enough. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. Everyone who's just joined the chat, by the way, please smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 200 likes. The more people that like the video, the more that YouTube will show it to other people, if that makes sense. So it doesn't cost you any money, and it really helps out the channel. It helps me do more things and get better guests in the future and all the rest of it. So please do smash a like and subscribe if this is your first time watching. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. There's quite a few people here tonight. Fred, Jarvis, Robbo, a couple of others as well. Hope everyone is doing good. What's everyone's feeling about the game tonight as well, by the way? What's your score predictions? Let me know in the live chat. I think we're going to win tonight. I think I went 3-2, but let me know what you guys think in the live chat and in the comment section. Okay, let's move over to this story about VAR then, because obviously that's a massive, massive story that broke about half an hour ago. So this is being reported by everybody. David Ornstein, The Times, the New York Times, everything. All of the big outlets are reporting this story. And the headline is that apparently Premier League clubs are set to hold a vote next month to remove VAR from the start of next season. And the question I have for you is simple. Should VAR be removed from football? Now, I think VAR in its current format should be removed from football because the amount of mistakes, the amount of time it adds onto games, I think it needs to be removed 100%. But do I think VAR could come back in some capacity? Yes. I just think in its current format, it doesn't work. It really doesn't. Like the offside thing doesn't work. Waiting 5 minutes for every decision doesn't work. The incompetence and 1 week a foul being this, the next week it being a red card. Like 1 week, the goal we scored against, was it against Burnley? Who was it against where Højlund it was against Crystal Palace. So Højlund scores, he kind of touches the goalkeeper and it's given as a foul. And then you've got a couple of months ago, another player did that and it was a goal. Like, it doesn't work. It's not fit for purpose. The rules change every single week. So I think in its current format, VAR is more damage than it's worth for me personally. But I'm not saying that it shouldn't be in the game in some capacity. I just think as it stands at the moment, VAR does more damage than it's worth. But let me know what you guys think. It'll be really interesting to see what the kind of outlet is from the fans and also what the Premier League vote on effectively, because they might say we want to keep it. That's obviously a possibility that they turn around and say, you know what, we want to keep VAR. We think it's really good. We really like it. But I think most managers are against VAR. Most managers seem to speak out against it. Most managers are unhappy with how it's being officiated, unhappy with the, 1 week the rules are this, the next week the rules are something different. But yeah, let's see what people are saying in the chat this evening. Chris says the first thing they need to do is completely separate the VAR officials from the on-field referees. Then standards need to be set to establish a consistency in calls. Yeah, you're right there, mate. You are correct. Like the fact that, a referee who can have an absolute stinker on the pitch, the next week is then in the VAR and vice versa. Like it doesn't make sense. And I think they've got this whole kind of like inner circle that protects them, So it's, I don't know. I just don't like it. And then whenever you see them debating about decisions on Sky Sports, they're always defending the decisions, even though they're bad. Jarvis is saying he thinks it's going to be 3-0 to Newcastle tonight. Nah, come on, mate. Tonight's going to be a good game. I can feel it. We've got Lisandro Martinez back. We might actually see some good football tonight. I hope Amrabat plays. That's what I want to see, because Amrabat was really good against Arsenal the other day. I know we lost the game, but he was decent. We should be getting some team news soon as well, actually. I'm going to keep this video short tonight because I will be live at... What time will it be? Let's have a think. It'll probably be about 10 o'clock. I'll be live as soon as the game finishes. So about 10 o'clock, make sure you join me. I'm going to go and have my dinner and chill out in the garden. Make sure to smash a like on the video before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll speak to you all at about 10 o'clock tonight, UK time.